This is on the planet Tadasha. In the Tadasha system, wanted to show you something else I'm building, and while I'm talking about the mods I use. So, the Fallout portion, the house is from Tank Girl's Luxury Homes, Volume 2. It's a great mod for pre-built dwellings. This is almost all this deck structure and everything in it from Pegasus. What is it? Pegasus Home and Garden. I can't recall the exact name, but it's got a lot of beautiful textures in here, a lot of really nice functional stuff. I added some light fixtures in, but everything you see here is from the mod. There are some dressers over here that I added in. Those are from, why can't I think of the name? Tailored Spaces. So those two standing dressers are, but, oh, and these sheets and pillow are also from Tailored Spaces. But the rest of this is from Pegasus Home and Gardens. And actually, I'll go ahead and take a look while I'm here so I can tell you for sure that that's what it's called. Yes, Home and Garden. Now the other big portion of what we'll be using comes from the furniture. I can't remember exactly what it's called. It's the decoration pack of the future. It's Fallout themed stuff, so a lot of it is actually, so I think it might be called maybe Furniture of Tomorrow, but I've got my reference photos up, so I think we should just go ahead and get into decorating. So we'll put this here. We have to have room for TV and a chair also on this wall. Let's see what other things. We need the standing television. And then above that we need the pre-war clock. Let's see if we have that. Oh, this goes against this wall, this radio. And let's see, that's all grilled, so we need this. We need a red chair right here. Classic. We will have this sitting here. This couch. Now, is there a rug? There may be. We may have to go looking for that, but there is the starburst clock that we want. I'm not seeing shelves here, so that'll be something we have to get. Pre-war dresser, couch, table, chair, bed. Here is our rug. Voila. Alright, I think we might end up needing two of these just to actually fill the space, you know, how it should be done. Move this back for just a moment. We can get that to line up. The pattern is not going to match quite, but that's okay. Glance value should be enough. Alright. Now, is one of these on top of the other? No. It would make it easier to move if it was, but this does actually have to move back a bit. So we'll just sit these in front, because we don't want too much of the bare floor to show here, if we can help it. Alright, that's good for me. Now, do we have a little coffee table here? Great. We'll put a lamp and stuff on that. I'm looking to see if anything else sticks out in the screenshot. Not almost like these dressers, but they're not dressers. They're like kitchen stuff. So let's see if I can find something that's a bit of a dupe as we go on here. But first, of course, we have to have our refrigerator here. I don't have the mod that adds Nuka-Cola, but maybe I should have. We have the calendar, of course, on the side of the fridge. Our Vault-Tec calendar, must have. Then we need the chairs to go along with this table. There we go. And I think there are 4 here. There's no, actually no, that makes sense. I was gonna say there's no high chair for the baby, but the baby is an infant, so there's no way you'd have a spot for the baby at the table. Not a high chair, not a booster, nothing. Alright, we'll get a dresser for back there. Anything else in this front room that I can accomplish in just this section of building materials? We have our table, we have our chair. There are no stools. I'm not sure about this ottoman. I don't actually know where that would go, even. And there's no coffee table here, although it would be a nice spot for one. There's no radio because we already have our large stereo there. I've gone ahead and parked the car in the driveway and added a grill. So that's all taken care of. Now then, let's just go ahead and place everything we can from this initial decoration pack. I think that's going to be our best answer. So I may have to swap over my reference images that I have up. So please bear with me while I do that. Okay, let's pop these open. Alright. So here we will definitely have some dressers. Looks like we'll get the wide one against the window here. Now, it's not quite all the way on the window. There's still a bit of space here. And there is one of these comfortable chairs next to another dresser here. Let's see then, that is here. The chair looks much smaller here than it does in the autosave fairly often. And that way, if you play something and it doesn't like it, what you've done, you can still go back. It's very nice to be able to do that. So let's hop into our decorations panel and see if we can find something that we like for the, I was looking in here, specifically I wanted a rug, like a blue rug. That is too large. And I use just a ton of mods, so if you see something and you're like, oh, what is that? Please tell me. Then I will let you know. All you have to do is ask me. Alright, there is a picture of a ship on this wall. So I wonder if we could do like a starship. That would be fun. The colors are a little more so just like blue and white, so I actually kind of like this. For Sean's room, we'll call that the painting that's there. Alright, and moving right along, anything else we can see that we want here? Here are some rugs. Here's a nice blue rug. Let's put two of these together and call that the blue rug for Sean's room. And I hope I have all of the resources I need to complete this project. It'd be a little bit embarrassing if I had done all this prep work and then just didn't have the, like the fiber or whatever. Oh, I thought this was stacked on top of that. Is that on top of that? Nope. Let's do a little more stacking here just so that it'll pick it up all as one unit. That's what I'm most interested in here. And we'll stick it back in this corner. That looks nice. Alright, close those doors. Now, there are curtains on this window in Sean's room, but they're not included in the mod, so we'll have to go to the section for, oh, have I passed it? Tailored spaces. No, there it is at the end. In the walls of Starfield, they have some partitions here, so some curtains you can use. Now, what I'll likely end up doing here is trying to kind of balance this in the window. It wants to sit on the ground, so it may just not be tall enough. What we can do is we can take this and make it larger with our console. So, let's do that now. Whoopsie. I'm just gonna go ahead and disable that error. Alright, and voila. We want this item. There, now it's highlighted red. We're gonna set the scale to 1.5. And see if that's the size that we want. Is that too tall? I don't think it's gonna be too tall once we set it down. I think it'll be just right. It's a little too tall. It is just a little too tall. Let's try that again. Oh, I didn't need to click back onto it. So let's try a scale of 1.33. 1 1/3. tricycle in Sean's room, but we don't have a tricycle. And I couldn't think of anything to place there instead. Alright, back to our decorations tab. We'll get back to our rug section. We need a small circular rug for this area. I'm partial to this one. That looks great. Any other rugs that I'm missing? I think there's technically a rug under this bed. Something like this, but it's darker colored, so I'm actually gonna pop over to Functional Decor, which has the rug builder, essentially. Actually, Nim's Deco Pack has some nice rugs as well. Let's see if we can just find one that works for us here. Nice big rugs in this pack. And this is actually maybe the size we want, but not quite. So, on to Functional Decor. We've got a few rugs that are like pre-built, and there's also like a build your own rug thing, which is awesome. So we'll probably do that. We'll do these large sections, and we want the gray. So yeah, I think this is going to be like a 4-corner deal. We'll grab that in a second. So for right now, we'll put that in there so we can finish our rug situation here. Let's see, that's that corner. Do you know, it's important to actually set this where you need it when you are starting out. So get that locked into there. Corner 2, and then corner 1. And that looks good for the rug. Slide our bed back on top here. And we're going to want some shelves as well. And Functional Decor has got good shelves, but I really like these shelves from Tailored Spaces, and even Pegasus Home and Gardens has got some really nice shelves as well. Now these containers are a little more... Oh look, here's a hamper for Sean's room, which we needed. It's only in this one color, right? But that's okay. Maybe we'll find a white one as we go along. Those are counters, bookcases. Here we go. Something like this. Here. It's too narrow. It's not, or it's too shallow. It's not quite deep enough. Let's see. Those are all pre-decorated. Coffee table. Alright, we've got a few wall shelves here. I wonder if there is a nice wood type one. There we go. So in this room there is one shelf up here on this wall, and where else in this room? Well, maybe not in this room. There's some pictures on the wall, but there are some shelves in the hallway here. There's one here, and if I'm not mistaken, there's one on this side as well, which may be here. Okay, what else are we looking at for these bedrooms? I do have some like junk that I'm gonna drop to decorate with, which is one of my favorite things to do. But as far as the larger pieces, let me take a look at this photo quickly. Just gonna blow it up a bit. Looks like there's an additional table back here with a lamp on top of it. So we're gonna pop back into our furnitures. And we'll I should just go around and put all the shelves up so I don't have to spend so much time moving through these menus. All the way at the end is tailored spaces, and the shelves. I think these are some technically smaller shelves in Sean's room, so we'll put them here, which is, I believe, where they live. So that's the bedroom shelves done, as far as I can tell. I didn't get a good look at the wall in the main bedroom. That's okay. Let's head back out and see the hallway, if there are any kind of shelves I'm missing there. No, I don't think so. Now, I haven't looked in here. I think this is going to be just like junk to be placed in there, so we'll see how that goes. Sometimes placing junk with the decorator is not all it's cracked up to be on different levels. So if you're trying to put things on shelves, it can be very, very difficult. But let us hope that is not the case here. We want to have some lamps around. So we have these lights. These are cool. Not seeing what I want there, though. We want kind of a retro-looking lamp, which I don't think we're going to find there. Let's see if we can find... I don't think it's going to be here either. There's a lot of good stuff in botanics and utilities, but let's check home and garden first. There's a lot of fire accents here. There's some plants. Our chairs, of course. Hammocks. So a lot of this stuff is geared for outdoors. Let's see. This actually kind of looks like what we want here. So let's just use this for now, and if we find something better, then we'll use it. But for now, I think that works okay. Utility shelf. Interesting. Can't tell what's going on with that. Laundry machine white. Very nice. Now, I was pretty sure when I was looking at this that there was a washer and dryer in the, the furniture of the future or whatever. Oh, that wants to stack upward, which is not how the washer and dryer are in Fallout. Let's see if some of that stuff is in decorations, because it's very possible that it is. I'm kind of just scrolling until I see a thumbnail, right? I'm not seeing it here. And I like to kind of move past that Star Garden stuff quickly, because occasionally it doesn't work for me, and it likes to crash a little bit. A blender, boxed food, canned food. Have you any just boxes? I think I like that. There's a cutting board and dish tray. We'll look lot of this feels appropriate. When we get to that section of our reference images, but Bruce container, medical box, salt and pepper shakers. Put that on the table. There are some foods on the table, but I think that we'll use actual food and just drop it there. There's a good deal of this clutter, which is from the Midas Mansion mod. There's just like all number of books on the shelves in the game, so we'll see if we have enough to fill that up, and if not, that's okay. Alright, I think I got a little lost in the sauce there. Towel rack. Let's see, we do have a toilet and toilet paper roll holder, shower, and a sink in here. So there's not a lot else. There is like a little kind of table here, but it would just sit on the wall, so I don't know if we have anything that really makes sense with that. I feel like for whatever reason that a diagnostics machine belongs in this room. It just feels like there's something that should be here. Storage bin don't need. A trash can. Do we have the little... No, we don't have like the little wire waste paper kind. Mini barrels, mini balls. Here's some boxes. Got some boxes in this cabinet up on these shelves. Will it let me? Let's see. If I place this one here, and then can I stand on it to get high enough to get onto this shelf? Okay, it will let me put it on the shelf here, I guess. So that's what we'll do. Yeah, it is interesting. You do have to be above this stuff to get it to really work. Let's see if there's something taller we can stand on. Maybe we'll stack a couple of microwaves and use this to stand on top of. Is the ceiling too low right here? I wonder if this light fixture is in our way. Nope, it's all good. Okay, boxes. There's another box. Could put there. And if we weren't super happy with this box now, we should be able to move it a little more freely because we're tall enough. Looks like some cans go here, as well as another smaller box on this shelf. There we go. We'll call that good, and we'll start deleting our microwave stack. And that last box. And we're going to hit ourselves with an autosave there. Alright, what else in the way of furniture are we missing? There's lots of clutter that will drop, but certainly there's still some furniture that we can add here. Oh, yeah, we got lost in the sauce again, and I was looking for some better lamps. Those are some too tall lamps. It's all scientific stuff. See candles and any lamps among you? No. Roses are cute. But they're not, of course, anything that we need. Pictures. There are some pictures in this room. Let me pop back over to my reference images and see if we can't see where those were. Okay, it looks like there are two on this wall either side of the dresser here, and the content of those. Let's see if we can pull that up. So one looks like a farm kind of scene, and the other looks like an ocean scene. So let's see. Oh, I think this is from the Starfield concept art. How neat is that? Alright, we do need something kind of beachy. Not seeing it there. And I don't like the posters for this, so we're gonna grab something from another place. I think we may end up making a second video where we place all the clutter, but we'll go ahead and drop it at the end of this video just so we can show off what all we've got. Well, not seeing the lamp that we want, and I believe this has been everything. Canister, hay bales, tents, wine shelf, several kinds of buckets, several kinds of rocks. No lamp that we need. Let's pop over to, I like the Nims Deco Pack pictures. Some of these are a little more abstract, but hopefully we can get a similar vibe. Not seeing it there. Well, let's see if we can find something in functional decor. There are some, signs, things, so that's logos and Freestar stuff, UC stuff, Varun stuff. Okay, I like this NASA poster actually. And I said I don't care for the posters, but that's something nice. Check it out. We've got a flag here, which we need, and we're gonna make this about a quarter of the size. So that it will fit where we want it to on top of this dresser. Great. Here we go. A space cowboy painting. Maybe that's what we want for the kind of farm thing here. Those are a little obnoxiously large, but I think we kind of get the idea. I'm, for whatever reason, surprised that I can't find a picture I like for that. These are also all different posters. None of them especially artistic. Let's see if Tailored Spaces has anything we want. These are all abstract paintings, and that's okay. I think we have a good notion of what we want there. Did not see the lamps that we wanted. There aren't any of this. So we'll take a look in the constitute a decoration, what kind of things constitute a furniture piece, but you just get kind of stuff all over the place. Which to me is really cool and exciting, but definitely get that, people want things in a better place. I kind of like to scroll through and see, what kind of stuff. I like to be surprised, I guess to say. Oh, look at this. There's a lot of dishes here. I'm gonna go ahead and pull up reference images for the kitchen so we can play some of these. Okay, so it looks like it's mostly pots and pans. There is definitely something like this here. There are also some dishes in the sink. What's actually over here is baby bottles, which I doubt is going to be included in this. Several meals and refrigerators here. This is from, it's like a retro diner furniture pack. It's pretty cool. Alright, not seeing the little lamp that I want there. So we will go ahead and start dropping things in here, and that will be where we call it for this video. So first, what's in my inventory? Board game. I did not end up needing as many glass things as I thought I would need. We definitely need our vases, several bowls, and drink tumblers, coffee mugs. You do need to drop these one at a time, or else they'll drop as a stack of however many. Cosmetic supply is good. We can use a cutting board, maybe one of the larger ones. We do need the digiframe, a couple of globes, several dinner plates, as many as we can swing, I think. Both dish rags. There is a tea kettle. It's not electric, but that's okay. Don't need those. We will get a couple of things for the laundry room. I've got a fork and a knife I've dropped here. Let's drop another one. Did I have another fork I could drop? No. That's fine. Mixing bowl. We definitely need one of those here. We'll drop a couple of these metal plates as well. A stuffed animal. Open container, an oven mitt. A couple of pans and pots. A pitcher, a wrench. A couple different sizes of pots and lids. 2 different types of scissors, screwdriver. Soap and skin cream. A ball. I'll take a few spoons. What else is needed here? I don't think that I saw tissues anywhere. Or toilet paper. Pull out a couple of those. A couple of whiskey glasses are fine. And one wrench. There we go. So this will be our cluttered place here. Oh look, these globes are just like vastly different sizes. How funny. And I don't know if you know these globes, they do spin. I learned this and I posted on Reddit about it, and then some news source picked it up. I say news source, but I think it was like game rant or something. But yeah, that was me. I was the person who posted about this, and apparently a lot of people also did